I never thought betrayal could feel like this. Not sharp, not hot, not immediate like a knife to the chest, but slow, suffocating, like drowning in a river of mud. It started with little things. My wife, Melissa, spending more time on her phone, smiling at messages I never saw. My brother, Nathan, suddenly showing up at family dinners in tailored suits, his charm turned up to maximum. They'd laugh at the same jokes, exchange glances they thought I didn't notice. I told myself I was imagining things. I told myself family came first, that she was my wife and he was my brother, two people who should have been my safest place. But lies have a smell. Once you catch it, you can't ignore it. The truth came out one evening when I came home early from work. The house was too quiet. Shoes scattered at the door. 2 pairs, not one. Voices, low and hurried, spilling from the bedroom. And when I opened the door, there they were, my wife and my brother, tangled in sheets that still carried my scent. I didn't scream. I didn't throw punches. I just stared at them while Melissa scrambled for excuses, and Nathan smirked like I was a fool in a game he had already won. "You'll thank me one day," he said smugly. "Melissa deserves better. Someone successful. Someone who can give her the life you can't." The life I couldn't? I walked out that night with nothing but my keys and my pride. Melissa filed for divorce a week later. Nathan played the perfect savior, showering her with gifts, boasting about being the CEO of a billion-dollar furniture empire, the empire our late father had built. The court proceedings dragged on for months. Melissa's lawyers painted me as a nobody. Nathan sat smugly beside her, whispering into her ear, feeding her confidence. She demanded everything: the house, the car, the accounts. When she glanced at me across the courtroom, her eyes were cold, triumphant. And then came the day of the final settlement. She waltzed into the room in a designer dress Nathan must have bought for her. She didn't even bother to sit properly, just leaned back in her chair like a queen awaiting her crown. When the judge read out the terms, she smiled like she had already won. And as the papers were signed, she reached into her bag, pulled out her wallet, and tossed $200 bills across the table toward me. "Here," she said with a smirk. "That should cover a cab to your parents' place. Goodbye." The room went still. My heart thudded in my chest. But before I could speak, my lawyer burst out laughing. A deep, uncontrollable laugh that echoed off the courtroom walls. Everyone turned to stare. Melissa frowned. Nathan shifted uncomfortably. My lawyer wiped his eyes and leaned forward. "Melissa," he said, voice dripping with amusement, "you've made a very big mistake. You really thought Nathan was the CEO of this company." Her smug smile faltered. "What are you talking about?" "That's right," my lawyer continued, sliding a folder across the table. "The board of directors appointed the real CEO 2 years ago. Not Nathan. He's just an operations manager. A glorified assistant with a fancy title he throws around at parties." The blood drained from Nathan's face. He opened his mouth, but no sound came out. Melissa whipped her head toward him, eyes wide with horror. "You told me." "I told you what you wanted to hear," Nathan snapped, his mask finally cracking. "You liked the idea of money. You liked the status. What did it matter if it was mine or not?" Melissa turned pale. "So you're not?" "No." My lawyer cut in smoothly, turning to me. "Because the real CEO is your husband." The words hit the air like a thunderclap. Melissa's jaw dropped. Nathan's face twisted in disbelief. The room buzzed with murmurs, but all I could do was sit back, calm and steady, as the truth finally came to light. Yes, my father had left the company to me, not Nathan. My quiet, steady work behind the scenes, the years of building and expanding without the need for applause or attention, that's what earned me the trust of the board. I had kept it quiet, preferring a life of simplicity, because I thought family mattered more than appearances. Melissa had left me thinking she was trading up, but all she had done was betray the very man who had everything she claimed to want. Her hand trembled as she reached for mine. I didn't know. You should have told me." I pulled my hand away. "And would it have mattered? You chose him when you thought he had more. You chose greed over loyalty, status over love. Her voice cracked. "Please, we can fix this." "No," I said firmly, my voice carrying years of pain and finality. "You made your choice when you betrayed me, and now you'll live with it." Nathan tried to speak, tried to salvage his dignity, but the judge silenced him. The settlement was finalized in my favor, with Melissa walking away with far less than she had imagined. As we left the courtroom, I saw her standing there, her makeup smudged, her designer dress suddenly looking cheap under fluorescent lights. She had bet everything on a lie, and now she had nothing. Not me, not Nathan, not the empire she thought she was inheriting. My lawyer clapped me on the shoulder as we stepped outside into the sunlight. "Sometimes justice doesn't need a gavel," he said with a grin. "Sometimes it just needs the truth." And as I walked away from the courthouse, I felt lighter than I had in months. Betrayal had broken me once, but watching her world collapse under the weight of her own choices, that was the closure I never thought I'd get. Because the real CEO was never Nathan. It was me, and she had thrown me away for nothing.